Morning, I'm finally awake and I'm attempting a walk from Drayton, Norfolk, back to the city. So I stayed overnight at my friend's. I've just passed Mile Cross behind me, so like the big Asda, and yeah, we're now walking towards the city. I try not to film people when I'm filming myself, so I'll stop for a second and I'll start again once I'm past these two. So all of this area is Mile Cross, and it basically looks the same as Larkman, most of it anyway. So it's all pretty similar. One thing I shouldn't have worn today was jeans, because it's kind of warm. Like, not warm, but you know, I'm wearing a t-shirt, to be honest. So yeah, shorts and t-shirt and a hoodie would have been better than jeans and a jacket. I just wasn't sure what the weather was going to be like, and it was pretty brisk in Lowestoft yesterday, and it's usually warmer in Lowestoft than it is in Norwich. But anyway, I'm gonna keep walking. We're finally getting some sunlight, which is nice. I'm still on Drayton Road. I'm just coming off of Drayton Road, and I'm really close to the city, so I can see the cathedral. This part's a 20-mile-an-hour zone, and then we're gonna go past PMT, a professional music store, which is probably closed this weekend. I'm not into all that bank holiday stuff. I think it's lazy. Like, I don't close for business. The amount of friends and just people I know, they're like, oh, Easter weekend. I'm like, fuck off, man. I'm not of this world. I'm not worldly like that. Like, you're worldly. I'm not of this world. I'm not a lover of this world. I don't participate in Christmas. And I never have. I've never liked it. I don't celebrate my own birthday. You never see me celebrating my birthday. I did it once when I was 20 or 21, something like that. Or maybe 19. Easter. I've got my reasons for not celebrating Easter. Now, I could do a whole Bible lecture on it, but most of you don't give a fuck, because if I tell you what I believe in, that's not going to change what you believe in, so it doesn't really matter. There's no point in me saying anything to anyone that I think is factual, because everyone else's version of factual is just playing around. You know, wake up in the morning, go to work, come back home, watch TV, sit slumped in front of a television, and then they do the same thing every day. And then one day they die. And then the people who didn't even like him are like, oh my God, I'm so sad he's dead. But none of you really fuck with each other anyway. You're all horrible to each other, mostly. Psychologists say that the average human is mentally around 12 years old. So they've gotten past the toddler stage, but mentally, most humans are stuck at 12 years old. And there's a lady in England currently, she's going around UK prisons. And I was speaking to a professional about this, because that's how I found out about it. And they said, yeah, there's actually a professional. There's a woman going around UK prisons, just monitoring and seeing how it's running and stuff. And she concluded that most of the men who are in prison are mentally between 2 to 3 years old. And that was my same conclusion when I was analysing and assessing the majority of angry men in England. You know, the ones who are angry and aggressive against their wives, bullying their missus and stuff. They are the toddlers that were never corrected. So it has to be their way. They're like mini narcissists. And the second things don't go their way, they throw a temper tantrum. As grown men, they're throwing a temper tantrum, and they're doing this in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and it's the mother's fault. I'm blaming the mums for not correcting them as toddlers, because it's generally the mums that will butt in and say to the dad, don't do that, oh, don't do that, don't be horrible. But then you're going to let this little creature grow up and turn into a monster. This is actually a good video, because now I'm getting to rant a little bit. But yeah, let me record a bit of this. I'll show you where I'm walking. So this is what it looks like as we're entering Norwich, and it is quite pretty. I really do like this part of the city. It's still clean, it's still uniform, plus it's all the old buildings that I love. I love how I changed from ranting to just looking at nice stuff. But I really, really do. I love the look of these old buildings. I love the look of the city. There's someone walking towards me, so I'll just put the camera down. Just give me a second. Morning. Yeah, good. Yeah, I always put the camera down when I'm walking past people, just so I don't film them. But all of this section's nice. That's a new building. I hadn't seen that before. But I love the uniform look. I love the colour of the buildings. Like, look at this road, man. I could live on that road. I am a fan of Norwich City. I don't know about cathedral claims, but the different colours here. It's just a nice look. Oak Street is quite similar, but we're now basically back in the city. So I'll do a little bit of city walking. Then I have to go to the Chinese supermarket. Again, that was the whole point of me coming to Norwich. Let me flip the camera. Yeah, visiting the Chinese supermarket is the main reason for me heading up to the city. So if I can figure out how to navigate these streets. Yeah, so we're now at PMT, so Professional Music Technology. They were nice enough to let me demonstrate some new studio monitors when they came out, and they sounded so shit that even the guy in the shop, he was like, yeah, they're shit. And that's Adam Audio, who's meant to be good. Most of their monitors are good, but they made these little... This store is now closed. One sec. This store is now closed. Notice the customers. Oh well. Well, that's the end of that business. That's a shame. That's a nice building as well. It's massive inside. Let me zoom out. They got a big car park. That could be used as a practice room for music production. The whole thing's for sale. That's a shame. Yeah, there's FSG signs. They would create an identical, what am I doing with this camera? They'd create an identical vinyl for my rear windows. Then I'd strip the rear seats like a Renault Clio, turn it into a van, and declare to DVLA that it's now a two-seater. And then I'd tell my insurance there are only 2 seats in this vehicle, and then there's less people to die, just to knock some off my insurance. I was just about to get confused because there's no crossing at this roundabout, but there is a crossing just ahead, so I'm okay. I'm really enjoying this new exercise thing. I really am. When I was at a doctor's in Lowestoft, before they transferred me to another one, the doctor told me I was fat. He's like, you're fat, you're overweight. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? But people like that, man, they just give you paranoia. And now I've got paranoia, but it's good because I'm now doing something about it. I'm now exercising more than I was before. I'm now doing more walks. I'm now managing what I eat. So I haven't had breakfast yet, and I'll probably have an omelette from Greg's because then it's just egg and bread and it's not going to do anything to me. What else? I can't believe I walked from Drayton to the city. This is insane. I can cross. So I used to live on this flyover. Straight ahead and to the left, I used to live along there. And hearing the cars at night time was incredible. It was really, really nice hearing the loud engines and stuff. So we've now entered the city. I'm going to film a bit of this bit so you can see the roads. Because all these buildings and stuff. I'll get a few shots along here. As you enter the city, it's always peaceful. Norwich is actually a nice place. Norwich is a nice place. I've had my arguments with some of the people, but that's no different to me arguing with people in Beccles or North Walsham. It's just a certain characteristic or a type of person that they're argumentative and they want to be right. And then when they lose an argument, they use witty banter because they think we're all on Top Gear, and I'm not a Top Gear host. But I don't know, that's not even British humour, because British humour to me would be Paul Whitehorse, the Fast Show. That shit's funny, absolutely fabulous. The Real McCoy, we killed that back in the day. That shit was funny. That to me is British humour. But all this trying to start and spark arguments and just riling each other up on the internet, it's just ignorance. It's not getting anyone anywhere, and no one's benefiting from it. If I'm not making money out of an argument, why am I arguing with somebody? But anyway, this is the start of the city. Buildings are really nice. As you get down here near the end, you see these buildings. They're similar to what we have in Ipswich. And as you head into Suffolk, they're like crooked houses. I'd love to live in one of these. And there's shitloads in Ipswich. Loads in Ipswich as you drive through the town. I'll cross so you can see. This building's straight and that's completely wonky. Everything's distorted, but I love it. And you can see it just follows the same uniform design all the way into the city. I'll stop filming for a sec. I really need some food now. Oh, and there's some type of church or cathedral, which is another building I'm interested in, but I'm not a fan of Christianity. That sun. God, right, let me stop filming for a sec. And I will add to this video, there is one thing that will never change, no matter where I am, and it doesn't matter which nation, they will always give a double take when they see a brown person. And it's conditioning. It's because they've been taught to see us as a threat. But when we look at their nations and where they all come from, all the nations, they're the ones with the guns, they're the ones with the bombs, they're the ones with the nuclear weapons, you see, but these people look at us as though we're a problem. And it's a shame, because God's people won't have any power in their might. You know, if someone says something bad about us, we've got no one to defend us, but every other nation does. And I don't want to go on the Bible, but where it says, are you driving past or what? Oh, yeah, where it says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Who showed these people how to create nuclear weapons? Who taught these people how to make bombs? Their demon sky daddy, Azazel. It was written, and now that we know who they are, oh, this part's nice. Now that we know who they are, they flee. But this part of the city is still nice. And we're now heading up towards, I think it's St. Benedict Street, or St. Steve, I can't bloody remember. But it's the road with where all the music shops used to be. Norwich Technical Institute. Yeah, but as I was saying, so there was a guy earlier who, they do a double take when they see a brown person, and it isn't their fault, like I said, it's conditioning. But I should be scared of them. And this is what they cannot fathom. So when I say it to them, they look confused. They've got the police stations, they've got the courtrooms, they've got the armies, they've got the bombs, they've got the nuclear weapons. I should be scared of them. Like when I see a white person, I should run, because they used to eat us. So where do we go from here? How do we move forward when, if I'm seen as a threat when I'm not threatening anybody? And they've portrayed themselves as angels while committing demonic deeds. Who is at fault for that? I haven't told them to do that. I haven't put borders around the world. I haven't told people where they can and cannot go. I didn't name the place Nigeria. An English woman called the place Nigeria. So really it's on you guys. But I'll stop ranting for a bit. Let's walk around the city. That's a nice morning. Really nice morning. I'm starting to sweat out, man. I needed a flannel. Once these cars actually stop, I can get across the road. And all of this I love. These cobbled stones reminds me of Nottingham. I love the old streets. I need to get a tissue and wipe my head, man. I'm sweating like shit. One sec. Yeah, I honestly love all of this. I love all of these buildings. I love all of the architecture. It's so old and chilled. And again, it's very similar to Ipswich. It's very similar to Ipswich. It's just sweet. Like imagine living in there and it's just peaceful and quiet. Like the middle of the city is actually all right. I don't know what this is. Not sure what that building is, but we're now headed up towards Greg's. I'll just put the camera down. There's someone walking past. I try not to film people when I'm recording. Right, cool. And ahead of us is Greg's, so I can get some food and that will shut me up. I've only just realised it's only 9:15 in the morning. It's really good. So I've got up, I've had my breakfast, I've had a nice walk. I think I've done around 5 kilometers so far. I'm going to continue just a little bit more around the city and make my way to the Chinese supermarket. I'm hoping it's open because they might be following bank holiday times, which means it doesn't open until 10. But I'm kind of hoping it's open now so I can just grab my bits, get on the bus and then leave. And this is the building that destroyed me. So part of it's a police station, part of it's like the city hall. And I had both my COVID jabs in Germany and they were completely fine. And then my housemate was being really threatening at the time, like, oh, I'll kick you out if you don't have it done. So I came here and had the third. Look at the pillars, the same pillars that I was telling you lot in London. So they'll always use the pillars. We will get back to the COVID story. And these pillars represent who they really are. So we're going back to Rome, we're going back to Greece, we're talking about Petra, Jordan, where they really come from. Anyway, I came in here and had my third vaccine. Shit fucked me up, man. My blood pressure was a mess. Up until like now, I've only recently got my blood pressure down. Like 4 or 5 years of stress. What the hell is that? There's another weird symbol. Apologies for the wind. There's another weird symbol on the side of this building that I don't get. And to me, it links back to like either Zoroastrianism or one of those weird ancient Babylonian type civilizations. I'll show you it here, it's just on the corner. Because I remember I came out of the building after having the jab and I looked at it and I freaked out. So you can see here's all the police cars. So part of the building is the police station. But if we come back to here, I want to know what the hell this is. What the fuck is that? What is that? It's like Zoroastri, whatever. I don't know what the hell that is. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway. Hope I don't get run down by a police driving an up. Are you going to catch anyone in an up in that little car? But anyway, this is the city. This is where they filmed the news. So BBC Anglia, whatever stuff is all in there. Also the library is in there. There's a really good car park, decently priced down there if you're visiting the city. Beautiful building. I had a tour of this building. In fact, if it's open, we could go inside. That's if it's open. Let's have a look. I'll stop filming for a sec and see if I can go in. Unfortunately, it's not open yet. But yeah, it's not open yet. I could ask these lot just 3 questions and shut them down, but I'm trying to be a better person. I used to always argue with these religious people, but it's just a waste of time. Because I ain't gonna change my mind. Do you know what? Let's ask them some. Hi, I'm filming myself. I'm just gonna ask a few questions, if that's okay. I've spoken to you before, many moons ago. I think so, yeah. When was the authority of the Bible handed over to the people from the region of Japheth? So who gave the Pope and or your leaders the authority over these books? This is how you can dismantle Christianity and its madness. No, because it was never given to you. It was only given to the children of Yasharel. It was only given to the children of Israel. So if you read Psalms chapter 147 verses 19 to 20, it's going to show you that. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his commandments and statutes unto Yasharel, and he hath not dealt so with any nation. So he never gave anybody else the scriptures. And even 2 Peter 3:16 says that everyone will wrestle with Paul's teachings to their own destruction, because it's not for them. So they'll say John chapter 3 verse 16, most Christians, and I say, well, what does John chapter 3 verse 14 say? Got ya. What does John chapter 3 verse 1 say? Got ya. Because you don't know the context. Not all of you, but this is the problem. What is the context of John chapter 3? It's 2 Jews talking to each other. This is the Messiah chilling with Nicodemus, and they're having a conversation about the Jews. And when we say the world, there are parts of the Bible where it says he made the worlds. So which world is he talking about in John 3:16? Now we have to understand the context of this book. So there you have it. That's my first interaction of showing you how easy it is to break down Christianity, because it's mostly a farce. But I spoke to them as politely as I could. But this is how I can prove to you that no religious body or religious group can speak to me on the internet or in real life when it comes to the precepts. When it comes to the Bible, these religious people don't know it. They want to throw around John 3:16. They want to throw around Galatians chapter 3 verse 28, but they can't prove a matter. They really can't prove what they say. I'm actually glad I stopped to talk to them, I really want to get some cookies from Marks and Spencer, but I need to behave myself. I really love Marks and Spencer. Like, let's go to the Chinese supermarket, because I'm just walking around and talking forever. Let's get across this road and get to the supermarket. This part of the city is pretty sweet, and it's nice and peaceful. I think it's because it's the morning. Most people are still chilled or half asleep. I should have bought a couple of the rucksacks that I have at home, because I've passed 2 homeless people and I could have given them out. But yeah, again, similar to Lowestoft, like the pavement's clean. It's actually nice here. You can't complain. Oh, Debenhams is shut. That's not a surprise, really. England ruins everything. England ruined C&A. They ruined, let me put the camera back on. Yeah, England ruined C&A. England ruined Woolworths. England has now ruined Debenhams, because they just steal. Go to Germany right now. Go to Cologne, go to Köln in Germany, and you're gonna see C&A still open. There's a McDonald's downstairs. You're gonna see Debenhams. You're gonna see Woolworths. They've even got a Woolworths in Koblenz. Like, all the stuff that these executives in this country ruin and destroy and break, you will find them still functioning in Europe, which is just crazy. I'm gonna have a lot of editing to do as well, because I'm not sure how much ranting I want in this video, and also I'm not sure how long this video is dragging out for, because I've taken so many clips. But we're now on the main road which heads up to the supermarket. We go straight up and then we turn left. We're basically walking around to the bus station. Hopefully the supermarket's open, and fingers crossed they'll let me film in there as well. And then, yeah, then I'll make my way back home. And I want to make some more music today. I think I had 2 or 3 new instrumentals pop into my head just last night while I was out. And I was really pissed that I didn't have my computer with me. Here's a good spot for tech, CEX. I actually got my, the tablet that I use now I bought from here. And they got everything in here. It was with Windows 11 and I wasn't sure if I could make it work. But he said, no, you'll sort it, you'll get home, you'll be fine. Got home, did the Windows 10 installation disc, been fine since. And I need to reinstall Windows, because there's a version that you can get that doesn't do updates. Somebody told me about it and I forgot. I'll have to find it, but there's a certain version of Windows you can install that doesn't require updates or something, like a business version. In fact, I'm glad I said that, because I'll remember to do that when I get home. I'll have to take everything off of the computer, and it's about half full, the hard drive. So I could put the hard drive onto my phone, because I've got a 1 terabyte in here. Put the entire hard drive onto my phone, clean the disk or whatever, you know, reinstall, and then put this different version of Windows on the computer, and then put all my folders back on, and that should be fine. So we're now heading up. We're now getting close to the supermarket, and I really want some bits from it. In fact, I've got a shopping list as well. 1 second. Well, this part of Norwich I love as well. They've kept the old wall, so like the old castle wall. If you look down here across the road, same thing as well. I really love all this. There's a bit of it in Great Yarmouth as well. But I really love all this the old stuff that they've kept. So you've got the city, but you've still got the original like gates, if that's the right word. You've still got all the original. Let me zoom out here. And it's lovely that they kept it. I'll just get close to this. I came up here last time, but I wasn't filming. Richard Spink, and Spink is a name out here. I know people whose surname Spink, spelled slightly differently, directed the fortification of the city gates and towers between 1337 and 1344. This work was carried out at his own expense. Now, I'm not sure how much we can see in here, but I love all this old shit. We can go straight up this way. Now, fingers crossed the super. Ah, yes, it does look like it's open. Let me flip the camera. Yeah, it does look like it's open. So we'll go in and get some shit, and I'll ask if I can record while I'm in there as well. And let's just get the name of the shop. Lucky Fortune Asia Market. And this is in the middle of the city. So we're in Norwich. Let me just zoom this out a bit. Again, look at the pavements and shit. It's clean out here, man. It's actually nice. But yeah, we'll go in and I'll ask if I can film. We are now in my favourite shop in Norwich. This is where I come to get all my bits. I've got a shopping list. Let's grab some bits. First, I need some guineas. Let me turn the camera around. So everything you want can be found in this store. And first I'm going to grab some guineas. They've got a small pot and they've got a large pot. Here we go. This is the fruit that I've been searching for ages. You can usually only get it in Brixton and stuff in the summer, but they've got it here. Let me grab some. I'm probably going to have to get myself a basket as well. So it's called longan, but I know it as guineas, and some people call it sour lime, no, sweet lime. I don't know what it's called. There's loads of other names for it. But anyway, let's keep shopping. I usually get Fanta from here, and I'm not sure if we've sold out. Water's really well priced, 95 pence. Shops never sell stuff that cheap. In fact, no, I've got a drink for the lift for the journey home. You've got such a wide selection, and these are just the chips, but you've got such a wide selection. And Lay's is the name for Walkers in Europe and every other country, and they've got loads of different flavors that you just won't find anywhere else. So here, cucumber flavor, Lay's. What's this? Italian red meat flavor, chip lime, so lime flavored. They've got so much. What's this? Mexican chicken tomato flavor. Spicy crayfish. There's so many different things in there, but I want some sweets. There's some specific sweets that I want that are down there to the left, called White Rabbit. Yeah, there's so much stuff in there. You could get lost in there all day. I love this shop. I really love this shop. In fact, no, I should be good to keep filming. Sometimes they have Lucky Candy, but I've now given up on Lucky Candy. And I'm just happy with White Rabbit, which is here. So I'm gonna get a few of these and chuck them in the basket as well. As I said, there's such a nice selection. This really is the nicest shop. And I know there are shops in Lowestoft. There's like a shop that's more like holistic and health stuff. Whereas I want food. I want just like snacks and foods and salted peanuts and whatnot. Like, I really want to try these, but I'm worried that they're not going to be sweet. I might just get them anyway, I'm not sure. There's a lot of people who say we shouldn't eat ramen as well. They say ramen noodles isn't good for you. But do you know what? Some of this stuff just looks really nice. And when I say some of this stuff, I mean the ones in these big, in these shapes, you know, in the bigger tubs like this. Some of these just look really, really nice. Kimchi. I think I'm gonna try possibly one of these ones at the bottom, along the bottom rung. There's so many along here. In fact, I'm gonna stop filming and see if I can find something. Right, shopping is done. How can I get myself back home? It's a really beautiful supermarket. But yeah, now at the bus station, so bye-bye. The driver's holding the bus so I can do a wee. I've got to be real quick. Yeah, that's the first time ever that I've asked a driver to hold the bus, and he said, yeah, just hurry up and do a fucking wee and get your ass back on the bus so we can go. Thank you so much, my friend. Cheers. I'm now home. That was a crazy morning and a really long walk. I'm gonna do the editing now, and I know I did a lot of walking today. It said like 10,000 steps or I can't remember how many steps, but the sun is nice. Let's have a quick look. It's really, really bright outside. It's not that easy to see with the camera, but yeah, I'm gonna edit this video, get it online. Thank you for watching if you do. If you don't watch it, whatever. YouTube is basically my journal. So if I'm making music, I'm just journaling. If I'm talking and I'm going blah, 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 it's just journaling. It's the same as me using this, which is a journal, but I've never journaled in it. If anyone wants this, it's a beautiful book. It's padded. It's got room for your phone, room for a pen. If you want it, message me. You can have it. Yeah, so instead of journaling, I'm just doing it. I'm just doing it with videos. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. Bye.